Well, folks, in today's video, we're going to be unboxing one of the largest parcels I ever have on the channel. Inside this box is a whole bunch of British rolling stock I picked up on eBay. Around a year ago, I bought a whole bunch of British locomotives, but I don't have too much in the way of European rolling stock, so I figured this lot would be just the thing. Not everything's in perfect shape, but it seemed like a pretty good deal. Anyways, let's get this thing out of the box and see what exactly we've got here. This is kind of reminding me of the Fragile scene from a Christmas movie. Anyways, let's get this out here and see what we got going on. My goodness, look at all this stuff. This is really cool. I wasn't expecting it to be packaged like this. I guess we'll just kind of go through each piece at a time. Just right off the bat, I'm certainly no expert on British rolling stock, and that's going to become more apparent, but I want to learn more about it. So yeah, if you want to leave comments about different pieces, I'd be very happy to read them. Anyways, right off the bat, I believe we have an old tin brake fan, and this is Hornby Dublo, made in England by Meccano. That looks pretty sharp. Got some sort of a hopper. Some kind of tank car. I have no idea what this would haul. I think this might have been a coal car, maybe another coal car, some kind of hopper. This appears to be some sort of a flat car. Hopefully there's a vehicle that goes with it. Looks kind of interesting. And this one's by Hornby. This has to be a little bit more modern because it's made in China. I wonder if those are supposed to be a fit. Got another hopper. Check out this little Texaco oil tank car. This is really cool. You don't see a lot of stuff like this, especially in North America, only with 4 wheels. It's a really nifty little piece. I wonder if this is supposed to have a roof or something. Check this out. This is really vintage right here. This is all tin. It's an old Mobil Oil Company car. And yeah, this is another Hornby piece. Hopefully this stuff is not meant for AC track. We'll have to test it all out later. Everything in here is definitely going to need some restoration, but it's all just so interesting. I really just couldn't resist this lot. I think this piece is actually German. All right, this is Severn Tunnel June. If anybody could explain what this is, I'd be very curious to find out. Looks to be probably from about the 1980s. I'm just judging by the font there. It looks like somebody left this one a little too close to the heater. Got another brake van. And we've got another oil tank car. This one's from Esso. It's nice to see that they've got just about every oil company here. I love the old tin stuff. Another tank car. Oh, wow. This is really unique. We've got an Airfix mineral wagon. Airfix was more known for building model ships and airplanes, but they did have some model train stuff, and this kit, I believe, it might have come as an assembled kit. I'm not entirely sure, but a lot of these you would build yourself. You just gotta love the vintage packaging. I wonder when this was made. You got a mainline railways, brake van of some sort. Great Western Railway. Now this lot had mostly freight cars, but there were some passenger cars in here. Don't know what this one would be for. Got another variety right here, a buffet car. The detail on this one is actually quite nice. Look, you've actually got all the lamps. I think this might be part of the Orient Express. Don't quote me on that, but it kind of looks like one of the cars. And then we got something a little more modern here, an Intercity car. I don't know if this would be the correct era for the Intercity 125 I bought a while back, but I might run it with that either way. You can see we got a whole bunch more in terms of freight cars here. Another brake van, insulated milk van, brake van, although this one's missing its wheels. Some sort of passenger car from Trying. Got another Intercity car. Looks like somebody tried to use some paint remover or something on this, and they've actually made it clear. It's almost sort of interesting. I don't know. We might be able to fix that up. We'll have to see, but I like that. And this one's by Lima. Now, this is really cool right here. This is an actual piece which activates. I've seen these before. I don't know exactly if this one's in working order or not, but I believe that there is a station in this box which goes with it, so we'll have to have a look for that. But either way, what a beautiful car, all tin plated. This one looks a little more homemade than some of the others. Got another car which has some sort of activation system. This one does appear to work, so I think you load up a box and it spits it out as it goes along the track. One of the larger train cars from Pfizer Chemical. And some of this stuff is certainly not in very good condition, but you know, with a little bit of work, we might be able to fix this up. A new coat of paint, some windows, might not look too bad. It's kind of cool, actually. It almost looks abandoned. I wonder if these were sitting too close to a heater or if they just had bad molds. I don't know. That to me looks more like a factory defect. Got another Royal Mail car, and it's got the same activation system on it as the other one. Pretty cool. Got another custom painted one here. Pretty rough. This one doesn't look too bad. We are short a couple wheels though. Hey, it's identical to the one I just got the other day. If you watched my last video, you would have seen this one. And it's got damage in the exact same spot. That is insane. The damage is identical to the other one I just worked on. That is really weird. It's almost freaky. It's like a carbon copy. This one has pretty good paint, but it's definitely going to need some wheels. And I believe this is the final thing in the lot, and it is the mail coach set, which I was referring to earlier. Let's have a look at that. I love this old box. Okay, so it seems I was mistaken. It's not the car I was using. It actually comes with this, and here are the little stations. I'm going to try to be careful here. So you got the stations, and then as the cars roll over this little plate right here activates them, and I think with this car, it's actually a pickup, so you hang something here and it will collect it, and then I think on the other side right here, drops it off into this little basket. So that's very cool. I don't have any room on my layout for this, but we could probably set it up on its own with some genuine Hornby trying double O gauge track and, you know, run it all as a train. So I think that'd be really cool to test this whole thing out. Anyways, I'm going to go through all this rolling stock. I'm going to figure out what out of it is actually usable, and all the stuff that has wheels and couplers will run a bit of a train. As for everything else, there's definitely going to need some restoration, but I like working on stuff like this, so I think it's going to be a fun project. Anyway, let's get to that. Alright, so I've gone through and organized everything. All the stuff here has enough wheels and couplers to work to some extent. Everything here is going to need some work, so that's going to be for the future. But with what we have, I'm going to try to assemble some various trains. It's going to be very mismatched, and I don't know how well it's all going to work, but let's give it a go. Well, as you can see, I got all the cars all laid out. Unfortunately, there were a few more bad ones than I first saw, so I had to put those off to the side, but it's still a pretty decent train as a start. I went and got all my British locomotives. These are all the ones which are currently in working order. Unfortunately, all the other ones I have right now are in need of restoration, so this is what we're going to be using today. One quick side note, I somehow missed one of the cars in the box. I don't know how I did that, but this was at the bottom. I believe it's a German baggage car. It's kind of unusual. I've never really seen a piece of rolling stock so long, but anyway, that's that. So to start off, I think we'll pull these passenger cars, and we'll be doing so with the Intercity 125 if it has the capacity. Gotta say, this train seems to be working quite well with the layout. I thought I was gonna have to do some troubleshooting, but so far there hasn't been a single derailment. I upgraded all the switches to Pico ones, and that seems to have helped quite a bit with the double O gauge flanges. Anyways, I think we'll take this train off the main line now, and we'll replace it with this freighter, and we'll be running that with the Class 31. Well, so much for no derailments. Okay then. Let's try that again. Well, the train seems to be working all right. We did have a couple derailments off camera, unfortunately, and a few disconnects, but for the most part, it's been pretty good. I'm sure with a little bit of tuning, we could probably get these almost flawless, but I think for now, we'll just put them off to the side and run this train right here with one of these fine steam locomotives. This right here is one of the steam locomotives which was featured in that parts lot. This one actually pretty much ran out of the box. It just needed some adjustments on its wheels. So anyways, it's never actually been shown in fully working order here on the channel. So I figured today we'd give it a shot. We'll try to get it to hook up to those cars and see if we can get it to go around the layout. Whoop. This tender does not seem to be so optimal.
So I think that this locomotive needs a little more work, specifically with the tender, so we'll save that for another day. Hopefully we've got a couple of backup locomotives here ready to go. I think the Cheshire, so we'll see if this one will do it. Haha. Well, surprisingly, the oldest train in the collection seems to be working the best, so that's kind of interesting. But either way, I think I'm going to wrap things up there. I want to thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully, with a little bit of work, we can get the rest of the locomotives working well and refurbish this rolling stock, which I really don't think is actually going to take that much, because surprisingly, all the stuff which I did put out on the track seemed to work quite well for the most part. Anyways, that's going to be it for today's video. I want to thank you all so much for watching.